You might have heard of this update on the organized crime investigation happening in Cary. If not, here are the Cliffs Notes real quick. Someone stole $18,000 in cash and $33,000 in jewelry from a home in Cary earlier this year. Police believe an organized crime effort out of South America may be behind it. According to a police search warrant, the woman who lives there went to pick up her kid from school. She got home 45 minutes later and found that someone had broken in. Security cameras didn't pick up any of it.
When you see on the news regularly about foreign gangs that are coming into and it's typically you see it in big cities, like where there's a lot more population and apartments and things like that, but you haven't really seen that out in a community yet.
Foreign gangs. It sounds like something that can't be true, right? But this all matches the MO of a separate set of robberies in North Raleigh in 2022. Those folks used special equipment to rob at least 20 homes, and eventually police arrested these four men. They were connected to a Chilean organized crime group. Now, we have covered this subject extensively here on WRAL News at 7 o'clock, specifically the Chilean organized crime rings. Earlier this year, we did an in-depth segment looking at examples of the crimes and why they're so widespread. If you want to check out the segments, we got them on your screen right now. You can watch them in full on the WRAL YouTube page. Now, since we did that segment a couple months ago, more crimes and more investigations have taken place. In Minnesota, for instance, burglars hit more than 60 homes across 12 Minnesota cities. The suspects used Wi-Fi and cell phone jammers to get past security systems. Sound familiar at all? And get this, they didn't shatter windows there. No, they cut them open. They had a fancy tool to cut them open. It's literally like a scene out of Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 13 or Mission Impossible, any of the oceans. Officers in Philadelphia arrested 4 Chilean nationals in a burglary case. One of those suspects had a wedding ring that they found that belonged to one of the families in Minnesota. It turns out that group rented an SUV in Los Angeles. Then they robbed homes in Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa, Minnesota, Illinois, Pennsylvania, a little cross-country tour. And that's not the only group. 6 people in Southern California face charges for the same exact thing. The LA Times reported on this. Investigators called them crime tourists. They committed hundreds of thefts across the nation in about 80 cities in California, Colorado, Arizona, New Jersey, Kansas, and Illinois. We mentioned that example in Wake County at the top here, but we also saw this in Rocky Mount, if you remember. Someone broke into the shop next door to a jewelry store. Then they cut a hole in the wall. They disabled the security system, cracked the safe, and took $800,000 worth of jewelry. These crimes keep happening, and they're connected to a government program called ESTA. It's a visa waiver program that gives tourists up to 90 days in the U.S. Only 41 countries are eligible for this into the U.S. Typically, when people from those countries apply, they get a background check so that the country, the U.S., knows who they are. But in Chile, they stopped playing by the rules. They stopped allowing the U.S. to look at the criminal background of the people while they were still in Chile. Now, Chile says they've reversed course on this. But again, as we said, the crimes keep happening. And at least one lawmaker in California says nothing has changed.
Chilean government has to vet every single passenger that gets on the plane, but they're not doing it.
North Carolina lawmakers have commented on this. We asked for their comments. Senator Tom Tillis wrote in a statement, "I've been heavily involved in discussions with my colleagues focused on solutions to fix our broken immigration system." And Senator Ted Budd's office wrote, "This program and its vulnerabilities are on Senator Budd's radar. He is extremely concerned about it." So I guess we're going to wait and see where those concerns take them. In the meantime, I don't know, get a dog or something. I don't think a Wi-Fi jammer can stop them from sounding the alarm.